The Pilgrim Festival Chorus is a volunteer choral group in Plymouth who are dedicated to sharing choral music through performances. They pride themselves on tackling challenging pieces, and this April they may have topped their own expectations with Annelies, a full-length choral work based on the diary of Anne Frank. PCN stopped into a rehearsal to get a sneak peek and hear more about this historically significant selection.
This year we're doing an extremely exciting work. It's a newer work by a British composer named James Whitbourne. I love his music, and this piece is particularly special. It's a setting of the diary of Anne Frank.
It's heart-wrenching at times. It's beautiful at times. It will bring you to tears. It will bring you great joy.
I have never, I think, in a season attended every single rehearsal. And it's because the music has so captivated me.
The whole work begins with the fear in captivity, the constant fear that they lived with, that they would be captured. But then it backtracks and takes you to the time prior to when Anne's family actually went into captivity. And what it does is it walks you through what they went through.
When Anne is talking about the experience of going into hiding in the annex, she sings a waltz tune which exposes her girlishness and her excitement about the whole new experience. The scenes of the anticipation of the capture are bold and scary, and they give me the shivers.
You hear a little bit that sounds like maybe a Haydn or Schubert string quartet. You hear a piece, you actually hear a quotation from the song It's a Long Way to Tipperary. You hear Anne singing, you hear something that's very dark in the concentration camp, and you also hear a beautiful Viennese waltz, which is just completely heartrending because it's set against the vocal words to the Kyrie.
In the meditation at the end of Annelies, it is difficult for me to sing, in fact. I'm so moved, and I expect anyone who listens to Annelies will have a similar experience.
Musically, the piece is amazing. It's dark, and yet it's bright, because Anne herself was very lighthearted. She was, I think you might say, an extrovert, and you can only imagine what it would have been to be like to be a 13-year-old incarcerated for 25 months, not able to go outside even once, barely even able to open the window, and she shows her frustration, and yet she always comes through. Her bright spirit always comes through, and shows you that she never loses her faith in humanity.
Persons that came to this concert and may not know what they were quite going to expect could expect that they would hear first of all, some absolutely beautiful music. At the same time, a rendition of this wonderful story and this wonderful life of Anne Frank. She was a hero, a heroine in history. Her outlook on life, which was really to have hope and to see the beauty in the human spirit, even at times of utmost despair.
I have to think that if Anne had survived, if she were here today, that she would be pleased to feel that her work had been published and is probably the one most recognizable document that came out of the Holocaust.
You can find more about PFC and the upcoming concert at their website. Annelies will be performed at the Church of the Pilgrimage in downtown Plymouth on Saturday, April 11th at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 4.